1,500 days, 4 whole years, that's how long it's been since I deleted social media. As a Gen Z, my entire world revolved around it. It's how I met friends, found out about the news, and even made sure I was never bored. But 4 years ago, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok were completely unplugged from my life.
It's been one hell of a ride, but this part of my life has been the most transformative period. I'm in London right now and the trains are down. So come with me as I try get home. I'll tell you exactly what I lost, what I learned, and how deleting social media actually changed my life. Let's start with one of the biggest questions. Did I actually become more productive and fix my attention span? Back when I had social media, the first thing I did every morning was scroll Instagram, check my notifications, and respond to all the messages I'd received. All before I'd even gotten out of bed. But over time, without social media, that started to change. Slowly, I started reaching less from my phone. I learned to give my full attention to whatever I was doing, whether that was being at work or just being present in a conversation. Now I can sit down and focus for hours without that constant itch to check my phone. For the first time in a long time, I actually feel like I'm using my hours wisely. Oh shoot, I'm gonna miss my bus. Oh, shoot. Being online comes with a heavy emotional price tag. One of the biggest problems with social media is the constant comparison, where you are right now versus where you want to be. For me, this hit hardest right after university. I had no idea what direction I wanted to take my life in. And every time I scrolled on social media, I saw other people's stories and lifestyles. I kept asking myself, am I falling behind or am I doing things completely wrong? That constant comparison created an internal conflict that I just couldn't switch off. But once I deleted social media, the comparisons disappeared. Suddenly, I had no highlight reel to measure myself against, just my own reality. I started becoming more content with my day-to-day, and slowly, the anxiety of comparison started to fade away. Now, I genuinely look forward to getting on with my day. I realized on social media, the perception of reality was more real than reality itself. Oh shoot, there's my taxi. Social media is a huge part of our lives. From when I first deleted it, everyone was asking me the same thing. Will I not get bored? And to be honest, that was the case. The first month was definitely the hardest. Suddenly I had all this free time that I didn't even know what to spend it on. Everyone else was posting pictures online, sharing memes, and suddenly for the first time, I just felt invisible. But in that loneliness, something unexpected started to happen. I picked up a journal for the very first time, and instead of filling it with empty time of scrolling, I started filling it with thoughts. And that's when it prompted me to pick up a hobby that I've always wanted to do. So I bought my first camera. And without boredom, I wouldn't even be making this video. One of my biggest fears before deleting social media was losing all the friends and connections I'd built up from school and university. I thought if I left, I'd be cutting myself off and end up going down a lonely path. And at first, that fear felt real. I couldn't keep up with everyone as easily. No more stories, tags, or likes to say I'm still here. And slowly, those friends whose connection was built on a Snapchat streak or a meme started to disappear. But here's a twist that I didn't expect. Losing those surface level relationships made space for something even greater. I started meeting up with people more often, having deeper connections, being fully present. But honestly, even though my Instagram following count went to 0, I felt like my real friendships grew stronger than ever. In a weird way, I didn't lose friends. I actually gained them. I'm kinda hungry. Let's get some food. Apparently Instagram DMs have become the new Cupid. I mean, it makes sense. Everyone's online, sliding into DMs. Even Central C made a song about it. But deleting social media has really taken a toll on my dating life. There were times I felt like, was I shooting myself in the foot? Was I making things harder than they needed to be? Because more often than not, when I meet someone new, the first thing they would ask is, what's your Instagram? And I didn't have one. To be honest, it still hasn't been the smoothest, but here's what I realized. Not having Instagram or social media has made me date more intentionally. I'm no longer sending Snapchat streaks or sending random memes just to keep the spark alive. I'm actually having to go out there and have more intentional dating experiences, meet people, and genuinely just be way more attentive. As a result, it's allowed me to have meaningful and deeper connections and conversations. Okay, so I guess the biggest question you're probably wondering is, did deleting social media actually make me happier? 4 years ago, I was lost. I'd just come out of university, I had no idea what I wanted to do, where I wanted to take my life, and I coped by doom scrolling. I thought by deleting social media for 4 years, maybe it might make me feel better. But honestly, I wasn't sure if it would work.
And here's what I learned. Quitting social media for 4 years didn't magically fix my life, but it gave me something I didn't know I needed. Space. Space to sit with my thoughts, to cut through the noise. Space to figure out what I actually wanted in life, which gave me the time to focus on work I cared about, to build deeper friendships, and to live each day with more intention. But most importantly, it gave me the chance to discover my passion.
Look, you don't need to delete social media forever. But if you take back your time, reflect, and fill it with something meaningful, who knows? It might just change your life too.